Right now, our race leader, Jeff Gordon, in the 24 car, he's in some pretty heavy traffic up there. Greg Biffle in the 16, Dave Blaney in the 07. Casey Kane continued to shave some time. In fact, Casey beat our leader that time by a full half a second. 13 to go.
Jeff Gordon has come from 3 laps down to lead this race going into its final laps. Tony Stewart led the most laps today, lost a wheel, and has fallen back out of the race.
Oh, the 77 car just gave up the ghost here. He just now went into kind of a big ball of smoke going down into turn 1.
And he's still on the lead lap. He was running in the top 15, but it looks like he going to have trouble getting to the end of this thing unless he comes to pit road.
Bobby Labonte out of the race along with Mike Bliss, Hermie Sadler, Kyle Busch, Bobby Hamilton Jr., Johnny Sauter, Randy LaJoie, and Mike Garvey as we come down to 10 laps to go. Hendrick Motorsports' first ever win came here in Martinsville in 1984. Jeff Bodine was the driver. Hendrick was a single car team called All-Star Racing, ran without a sponsor that first season. Bodine got them their first win right here.
And Harry Hyde was the crew chief. Good old Harry.
A long and storied 20 years for Hendrick Motorsports as Travis Quaffle blows up down in turn 1.
Caution is out, boys. This is going to be cars on the lead lap. So this is going to be quite the decision, especially on the shoulders of Robbie Loomis in the 24 car, his Jeff Gordon's crew chief. See that crew right there? Tommy Baldwin, crew chief for Casey Kane.
Kind of always think back to what they told Dale at Bristol there when he was leading the race late and he wanted to come for tires. They said, Dale, you're the 7-time champion. You can win this race. I'm sure they're probably telling Jeff Gordon, you're the 4-time champion. You can win this race.
Casey Kane's owner, Ray Evernham, is Jeff Gordon's former crew chief and probably knows the Hendrick playbook as well as anyone. What will he tell his young... After Ray Evernham left that team, winning championships and victories, Jeff Gordon's first win after Evernham's departure came right here at Martinsville.
Yeah, and Jeff Gordon's got to be careful, and I know he's a smart driver. He doesn't want to go down into turn 1 on this restart and shove up the hill and open the door for Casey Kane around the bottom, because Kane is good, I'm telling you. He was real good there to get.
It must be difficult for all of the Hendrick teams, especially Rick Hendrick, to return here. But Jeff Gordon is trying to put the best possible face on this day for his boss and his friend Rick Hendrick and for that entire extended family by trying to put this car in victory lane.
I think it was special that Jimmy won this race. We're looking at Rick. I'm sure Rick is holding back a lot of emotion right now, and I think it'd be really special if Jeff Gordon came back to win this race. I can't imagine what's going through Rick's mind right now. He looked like he was standing there trying to hold back tears.
Five to go.
Ricky's birthday, his son's birthday, was last week, last Saturday, and I talked to Rick this past week. We're going to do an interview together tomorrow over at Hendrick Motorsports, and he's hanging in there. He's a tough guy.
Rick's brother John was lost in the plane crash along with John's 2 daughters. Rick's only son, Ricky. Randy Dorton, the head of the engine department, Jeff Turner, the general manager, and other members of the Hendrick Motorsports family, and Tony Stewart's helicopter pilot were lost in that air crash. Turn our attention back to the track where the starter signals down finger restart, single file, 1 to go. Matt?
Mike, 5 times. Casey Kane has finished 2nd, almost winning his first ever Nextel Cup race last year. Maybe today is the day, but his crew chief, Tommy Baldwin Jr., told him on the radio 2 laps ago, keep an eye on the 24. That left rear tire looks awfully soft, maybe going down. Casey said it looks like it's sort of up, but they are keeping an eye on it.
The air pressures are so low in the left side tires. Like I said, they start them at single digits. That thing probably doesn't have 15, 18 pound of air in it right now. So I don't think there's an issue with that tire.
3 to go when they come back.
If Casey rubbed on it, there might be an issue with it.
Well, here we go. Probably the most important restart of these guys all day long. 3 to go when they get the green flag. Jeff Gordon in the 24 gets a good restart. Sterling Marlin in the 40 does not get a good restart.
Rusty Wallace jumps into Sterling, moves up to 5th.
That little bit of edge that Jeff got on that restart is going to make all the difference in the world here as far as a cushion between he and Casey Kane.
Right now, it looks like Casey Kane's beating him, getting in the corner. Jeff Gordon really pulls him off the corner. 2 to go.
That's the way you run this joint. You ease her down in there, but you try to get it turned and then gas her hard coming off.
And right now, Casey Kane in the 9, he's doing everything he should do. He needs to drive that thing deep in the corner. If he thinks he have a chance, he really pulls close here. We're coming to the white flag.
Just that little bit of a lag in the restart on the 9 car where Jeff got that jump, that 3 or 4 car length jump, that's made all the difference in the world.
Chevy, Dodge, Ford, and 2 Dodges, with both Mark Martin and Rusty Wallace in the top 5 in their final Martinsville spring appearance. Jeff Gordon scores his 71st career win and his 6th at Martinsville.
With some moving and shaking back in there. There's Rick and Robbie Loomis. Good job, men.
For anyone that does not think this is a team sport, they should have seen what this team here overcame today.
From 3 laps down to victory lane.
Mark Martin ended up 3rd. Ryan Newman on those 100-something lap tires ends up 4th. His teammate Rusty Wallace ends up 5th.
12 Martinsville wins for Rick Hendrick, Jeffrey Bodine, Jimmy Johnson, 5 for Jeff Gordon, and Darrell Walter, and 1 here for Hendrick Motorsports. And look who's learned to do burnouts.
Yeah, a year or so ago he said he wasn't very good at this.
Doing a pretty good job right now. These fans love it.
In a band, Big Jeff.
Team won the Daytona 500. They've been on a rock slide ever since. Fell out of the top 10 in points back to 12th, so a great recovery. Mike, you talk about it a lot. I love where they have victory lane here. At the start-finish line on the front stretch where the fans can enjoy it.
Yeah, instead of the driver driving off track to victory lane, they bring it out here to him.
Yeah, it's a cool deal, and, you know, great therapy right here for that whole crowd.
Matt Yocums with the runner-up.
Well, high five from his brother Cale. Now, this was a
victory lane to the winning car. And that's pretty cool. Darrell says right out in front of the whole front stretch grandstand as Jeff Gordon collects his thoughts and gets ready to climb out. Casey Kane 2nd, Mark Martin 3rd, Ryan Newman 4th, Rusty Wallace 5th, Sterling Marlin a hard-fought 6th, Ricky Rudd, Jimmy Johnson, Elliott Sadler, and Joe Nemechek, the top 10.
You know, you lead all the laps, you win the race, you had great feeling. But when you come from 3 down, it doesn't get any better than that.
Jeff Gordon will jump to 6th in the point standings with this win. Dick Berggren.
Wow, that was some performance. I mean, 3 laps down, overheating, and the guy behind you said you had a flat left rear tire in those last few laps. Why did you just not give up early on?
I knew we just had way too good of a race car and a race team. Just so proud of the guys in this DuPont Chevrolet. They never give up, and, you know, I can't give up either. And, you know, there are a lot of special people to Hendrick Motorsports and to the racing community that were lost here in Martinsville, and it's only fitting that we win this one. Jimmy won it. We won it. Something obviously special about this place, and what just an awesome performance. Oh, guys just never gave up. I'm so proud. I want to thank DuPont, Pepsi, and Lay's, GMAC, Haas, EDS, and Chevrolet. It's an amazing day for us.
How emotional is this win for you?
Well, you know, Martinsville's been so good for us, and we felt like we lost something here the last time we were here with the new concrete, and I'm just so glad we worked hard in getting it back. And, I want to apologize to Kurt Busch. I certainly didn't mean to get into him there. We were both racing, hard for that position, and there was not a lot of give right there on either one of our parts. So hate that for him, but I'm just so proud of Robbie Loomis. What a phenomenal race car he gave me today. I mean, you can't come 3 laps down. Of course, one of them was with the lucky dog, but 2 of them were not. So I'll take credit. This team will take credit for those 2, but just an incredible performance. I'm so proud. Man, I don't know what to say. I'm just happy.
Congratulations, a total team performance. Let's go to Steve.
With Mark Martin, his 11th top 5 finish at this racetrack. Mark, 3rd today. Looked like a physical day out there.
Well, with 50 to go, I thought...
With Rick Hendrick, your team really did an incredible job today, but we also remember last October. Your feelings at the moment?
I'm really proud of the guys. It was a hard day for all of them, everybody in our organization to come up here, but all the families at home that had loved ones on that plane. This has been what a nice tribute to them, and we're just proud of everything the group done today.
They try so hard for you. Congratulations.
That man is a rock. The strength of his faith. I'm just in awe of it.
Yeah, he told me it was prayers, faith, and friends that got him through all this.
Spots, but Jeff Gordon, your winner, the comeback kid at age 33. Chevy congratulates Jeff Gordon and his DuPont Chevrolet and the 24 car, the Pepsi Frito-Lay car. On today's win, the defending manufacturer's champion records their 559th win overall. Chevy, the revolution races on, and for Jeff Gordon, when I say kid, he's only 33. He was voted the prom king back at Liston High School in Indiana when he graduated in '89. The day of his graduation, got his diploma, quickly changed into his racing gear for a dirt track race in Bloomington that night, and continues to add on to a terrific career and an emotional moment in victory lane. Ryan Newman started on the front row, wound up 4th, chasing Jeff Gordon. Casey Kane and Mark Martin at the finish. He's standing by with Steve Burns. Steve?
Chris, make that work.
He looks at Jeff Gordon celebrating in victory lane. Casey Kane on his birthday, his best short track finish ever, in 2nd place. Jeff Gordon celebrating his 2nd win this season. Some final thoughts from Darrell Waltrip, Larry McReynolds, and Mike Joy. Gentlemen?
Big range of emotion here, Chris. Rick Hendrick returns to the scene of his family and his race team's greatest tragedy, and his presence is the motivating force that reinforces that team's refuse to lose ethic. They come from 3 laps down to win.
Yeah, and I said faith, friends, and prayer has gotten him through this. He's not through it yet. He's still dealing with it, and it's just great for his team to be able to do what they did today.
You see the jump from Jeff Gordon from 11th all the way up to 6th.
We talk about Jeff Gordon being the comeback kid. It was a day of comebacks when you think about the fact it's like Ryan Newman, Joe Nemechek, Jimmy Johnson. All these guys were down, but they never quit. When you look at that number 24 team, they had a slogan a few years ago, refuse to lose. Well, that's what they did today. They didn't want to quit. They kept fighting, and in the end, they were able to overcome. Pretty impressive.
Jeff Gordon was 3 laps down, about 50 laps into the race. In fact, didn't lead the race until 35 laps to go and held on to pull into victory lane. Fastest tracks on the circuit. Tony Stewart led the most laps, 247. Jeremy Mayfield, Rusty Wallace all flirted with the lead at certain times. But in the end, it was Jeff Gordon cashing in for Hendrick Motorsports in victory lane here in Martinsville, where for the most part the hot tempers were cooled down. For Jeff Hammond, Darrell Waltrip, Mike Joy, Larry McReynolds, our entire pit crew, I'm Chris Myers. Thanks for watching NASCAR Online.